This is the start of year 5 of Billy Donovan's tenure as the Chicago Bulls head coach, and I can't handle 4 more years of this shit, guys. For the last 4 years, we have seen this team time and time again look underprepared, come out flat, play down to their competition, not get up for the big moments, have weird rotations. The list goes on and on. Last night's game was a perfect highlight of it. The last 2 games were a perfect highlight of it. It seems like the Chicago Bulls took a victory lap. It seems like they got to 3-2. They got to over 500 for the first time in years, and they patted themselves on the back and they said, the job is done. And then they came out and they absolutely laid an egg the last 2 days against the Nets and the Jazz. 2 very beatable teams, 2 garbage teams, 2 teams that are definitely in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. A lot of people think the Bulls should be in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. I've been saying all along this is a 35-win team. We're not going to be bad enough to be at that top part of the lottery, but those 2 teams, they definitely aren't. Last night, the Utah Jazz didn't even have Lauri Markkanen. You could say whatever you want about that. You know, Lauri, he puts up stats, but he's never shown to be a winning player, so I don't know that his loss was that big of a deal. You got to see what Keyonte George looked like with a big role, and that guy's going to be a problem. But either way, Chicago Bulls should have won that game. There was a lot of mismanagement of that game last night. Why did Talen Horton-Tucker play damn near 30 minutes? He wasn't really doing much out there. His stat sheet looks okay, but when you were actually watching the game, you're like, what is this dude doing out here? Buzelis, I was against the pick, but even I got to feel bad for the kid. You get out there for 4 minutes in the first half, you get yanked out, and then you're not seeing the court the rest of the game. That rotation doesn't make any sense. What he's doing with the young guys, it's never made sense. The way he yo-yos Mata's minutes this year, did the same thing with Phillips last year. Dalen Terry's been on that for a couple of years. He doesn't develop the young guys at all. So there's a lot of problems with Billy Donovan. My biggest problem with Billy Donovan as the coach is he is not a leader of men. He's not a motivator. I say this time and time again. These could have been big games for the Chicago Bulls. Their schedule coming up is tough. They should have came out of this stretch sitting at, what would they have been, 5-2? Yeah, because they were 3-2. So if they would have won the last 2 games, it would have been 5-2 going into a tough stretch of games. But being 5-2, that would have set a precedent for the year. It would have set the tone for the year. Instead, like I said, it looked like they were just happy finally getting over 500 for the first time in a couple of years, and they were coasting the last 2 games. They were resting on their laurels. Newsflash, guys, you don't have laurels to rest on. You're a garbage team. You've been a garbage team for 4 years. You've been a play-in team for 3 years now. You should never be resting on your laurels when you're this team. You have a lot to prove. These guys have not been playing like they have a lot to prove. It's like Billy Donovan is not hammering that message home to these guys that you idiots have a lot to prove. I need a coach. Did you guys see yesterday the Jazz, they were up 10, and then they gave up a bad offensive rebound to Ayo Dosunmu. He put in the layup. Will Hardy called timeout, and he was screaming at his guys. He was at center court, and he was losing it on his guys for the lack of effort. Not once in Billy Donovan's tenure have I ever seen him go after the players like that. He's just not a good coach, guys. He's just not an NBA-level coach, and I might be going a little too far here. I don't even know if he was a good college coach. When you look at his college track record, yeah, he won national titles. He had Joakim Noah, Al Horford, Corey Brewer. I could have been the head coach of that team, and I'd have won those titles. That was a damn talented basketball team. And the thing that I'm saying about not being a motivator of men, not being a leader of men, you had Joakim Noah on your team. He's one of the greatest motivators, one of the greatest rah-rah guys in basketball history. So I don't know, man. I'm all the way out on Billy Donovan. I've been all the way out on Billy Donovan. I'm ready for a change. It's election day today. I would love to see a change in Chicago Bulls country. I would love to see somebody new at the top of the Bulls as their head coach. I don't have any candidates in mind. I haven't done that research yet, but give me something, man. Give me something to have hope for. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about Billy Donovan. And if you're still defending him, let me know why you're defending him, because I just don't get it.